Now that Spain has opened its borders for travel, it's given us the freedom and the gateway to travel to places like Tenerife. Now, you may have already had a holiday booked, or like me, you've booked one last minute and you're off next week in July. But the big question is, what's going to happen? You're probably a little apprehensive like me. First of all, are you covered by your insurance company? Secondly, when you get to the airport, are you going to have checks to see whether you've got COVID-19 or not? And when you get on the plane, do you have to wear a mask all the way there? And also when you land at Tenerife Airport, are you going to be checked again for COVID-19? You're probably really apprehensive about this. I am as well. I'm wondering what's in store for me. And also when you get to Tenerife, the big question is, are your favourite restaurants and bars going to be open? Or are you going to get there and is it going to be like a ghost town? Well, we're going to answer all these questions and many more, because in today's vlog we are heading over live to the island of Tenerife to speak to Tim Dowd, local podcaster and YouTuber, also resident of the island of Tenerife, and he's going to answer all these questions and put your mind at rest. But before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that little bell for notifications of when I upload new videos. Follow me on Instagram, which is down there. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can get some MacMaster merchandise like this. Also, I am heading off to Tenerife next week, so make sure that you do hit that little bell for notifications, because I'm going to be bringing you videos from around the island. What bars are open, what bars are closed, what is going on, all the beaches. I am going to cover every inch of the island for you to tell you what's going on, so make sure you do not miss that. Anyway, without further ado, let's head over to the island of Tenerife and speak to Timothy Dowd. So, let's go. Tim, how are you?
I was just thinking of you. I'm fine.
Well, first of all, right, I've got to congratulate you, because you now have hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers. In fact, you've gone over 1,000.
It's all thanks to you, of course.
It's been a pleasure, and now we've got to get him to 2,000. So if you've not subscribed, make sure you go head over to his channel and subscribe to his channel. In fact, I'll put a link in the description below, and also I think you've got a video coming out later this afternoon, so we're going to link that as well and take a look at that. If you love Tenerife, this guy lives in Tenerife. I don't. Follow him. Go follow him and subscribe to his channel. Anyway, let's get down to business.
Let's get down to it.
First of all, what's the weather like? I can see La Gomera back there, is it?
It's quite nice, actually. There was a bit cloudy this morning. Like early morning, it was grey. And then around about 10 o'clock, it was really grey. Still 25 degrees, but it was grey, no sun. Usually on the mountains over there. Then I looked at the weather forecast for the Canary Islands, and they're promising a new Calima in the Canary Islands. I don't know how it's going to affect us here in the south of Tenerife, but it's going to bring a lot of dust. So that's going to be Wednesday, I think. So it's going to start Wednesday. But now it's cleared up very well. Let me just show you out here. I'm on the other balcony today. Well, it's the same balcony, like a wrap around. I'm usually round the corner there. And Las Americas, Los Cristianos, and the mountain, Rock del Conde. That's not Tady.
Oh, no. It's very clear today.
But it is nice, and it's nice and warm. In the sun, it's quite warm. So up to about 28 degrees, I'd say. And if on the floor here, my feet, I don't know if you see.
Oh, yeah.
It's burning. So I'm sat in the shade.
Well, I hope it's going to be nice for next week, because you know you've got a special visitor next week.
I know, you're coming in on Christina's birthday, I believe.
Yeah, I'm coming in was it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Is it next Wednesday? Yeah, So I'm a bit apprehensive about it. I've said that on the intro with everything, you know, what to expect. That's why I've got some questions for you. And number 10 is a different question this time.
Cool.
Always the same question.
We know what the old number 10 is. It's next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's it. So, well, we've done number 1, which is what is the weather like. So number 2, I've booked a flight to come over with Ryanair. I'm reading my notes here, by the way, next week. What am I to expect? Is it going to be a totally different Tenerife to normal?
It depends. Yes and no. So if you came over and you want to walk around filming the place and looking at bars and restaurants and stuff, then you'll probably find some are open, some are closed. It'll be a bit quieter than you're normally used to. But on the whole, I think you're going to be able to see enough places open that you can sit and have a drink and chill out. Obviously, the sun, the sea and the sand is free. And you may be better off with less people. I don't know. It depends on what you like. Obviously, if you're coming over for the pool party and the discotheque and a little bit of summer love, then you'd be disappointed if you came over now.
Do I look like I need some summer love?
I don't know. You look like you need a little bit of TLC there. We'll make sure.
All right. Well, number 3. What am I to expect when I reach Tenerife Airport? Because I read there's now going to be a totally different form of COVID-19 testing on entry. So what's all that about?
Right. There's 2 things that have happened. One is that people have started arriving. They're coming in with the masks on, so they've had to wear the masks on the whole flight. No service on certain airlines. I'm not sure about Ryanair. No service, and if you need to go to the loo, you need to press the bell. When they arrive, they get off, they walk through the normal channels. Now they're being photographed by these thermal imaging cameras. So the thermal imaging cameras will make sure that nobody's got a fever, and you won't see them. They're unintrusive, as they call them. Other people are sort of saying secret cameras, but it's really unintrusive. So they don't want to stop you and take your temperature. They'll do it as you're walking through. When you get to passport control, you just need to show your passport. And then after passport control, you get to give your form out that says, have you got COVID? Have you been in it? And your details of where you're staying so that we can get in touch with you if there's anything happens. So you give that up, and then you get a card in return that gives you all the information you need of what to do if you have symptoms and that. So it looks like it's pretty standard. It looks like it's not going to be too bad with coming in. In fact, it's getting your bags is going to be quicker because there's less flights, obviously. So this guy that he actually came and filmed himself coming into Tenerife last week, and I watched that on Facebook, I think it was. And the first thing he said was, "I don't know how these vloggers do this." So yeah, they did quite a good job, and but the information he gave was perfect. The only thing that I noticed that sort of went by the wayside, he was busting for a pee when he got off, and the toilets were shut in the airport. So that might be something you want to. So don't have 5 pints before you get on the plane.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That is a good point. I mean, I am actually going to be filming the whole journey over to Tenerife, so if you're not subscribed... Say again?
You can't go to the loo then?
Well, I kind of want to film in the loo, but I'll be filming the whole journey and the whole experience from East Midlands Airport, right through the airport and then on the plane and then through Tenerife Airport. If they don't confiscate my phone, it'll be a bit covert, I think.
No, but I think you'll be all right as long as you don't film the passport control guys.
Yeah, that should be all right. So that brings me to the next one. A lot of people are asking me about travel insurance and saying they won't be insured if they travel. Lots of people ask me this. So what's your advice on this? And I know you've been doing your digging, you do your research.
I did my research and I couldn't find anything really. I mean, basically, I don't need travel insurance because I don't go anywhere. And if I do, then I usually get it through my credit card when I pay for the flight. So I just take the standard stuff. With COVID at the moment, you know that insurance companies are there not to help you, but to help themselves. So any travel insurance is good until you make a claim. So it doesn't matter what type of travel insurance you have, there will always be people whose job it is not to pay you, right? So it depends. There's going to be small print everywhere. If you want travel insurance to make sure that you get medical attention, whilst you're here. That's one thing. If you want travel insurance to make sure that if you cancel your holiday due to COVID, that you get your money back, that's another thing. So you really have to go and talk to the people. You cannot find out online what the small print is really until you get the document in your hand and read the small print. So I found that all the blurb that I can find is, oh, we cover you for everything, until you claim. So my suggestion is go to a professional, ask them what the small print is, and be very specific in your request. And make your request written so that when you get a policy back and you say to your agent, is this going to cover this? And they say yes, then you've basically got him. So that's my advice is don't do it yourself this time. Go to a professional. Go to your bank or go to a professional insurance agent and tell them exactly what you want.
Good advice. Very good advice. That's what I did actually. I went to my bank and double checked with them, and I wanted insurance if I was ill, not particularly if I cancelled my flight or if they cancelled my flight. I was more worried about becoming ill over there, so I was more worried about that. So that's good advice. And number 5, what's the rules on wearing masks and social distancing? As I want to avoid a fine actually, if at all possible, because I'm walking around filming. Do you have to wear them in public places, beaches, bars, pubs and restaurants? If I'm wandering around the seafront, have I got to keep my mask on? What's the score?
The score is very simple actually. You have to carry a mask at all times. So if you stopped for any reason whatsoever and you don't have a mask, you can be fined on the spot, even though you're in a place where you don't need one. So just carry one. In fact, carry 2. And make sure that if they don't have to be visible, you can put them in your bag or whatever. Just carry them around. Typically, you're not going to be wearing a mask. So I can go around a load of places, and the only people actually wearing masks are maybe those people that feel like they want to. They're not forced to wear the mask. The only time you have to wear a mask is entering a public space like a shop or a pharmacy, a bank, a doctor's surgery, somewhere where you're in an enclosed space and you cannot guarantee a 1 meter 50 distance between you and a stranger. So that means people you know and people in your own household, you're okay around them. Your friends that you meet down the bar, you're okay around them. It's just that you have to wear a mask if you cannot guarantee a 1 meter 50, which is 5 feet, 1 meter 50 distance between you and a stranger. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you've been for a pint. I mean, you're obviously not going to leave your mask on in a pub.
And I don't wear my mask going to the pub at all, because I go out the door, walk down the street, I'm in the fresh air. Anybody coming the other way, I just give them 150 meter distance and walk past them. Go down to the pub. As I get into the pub, then you don't have to wear a mask anyway in the pub.
So you can go into the pub with no masks at all, no mask required?
You don't wear a mask going in. Possibly the servers, if the people serving you at the table, will wear a mask. But you, being the patron eating and drinking, you don't have to wear your mask whilst you're eating and drinking. And typically people interpret that as, if I go in the bar, I don't need to. Because, of course, the bar has guaranteed that the tables are more than 1 meter 50 apart.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you go to a table and somebody sat on it that you don't know, then I don't know what the rules are there. Maybe you can just make friends with them and sit down. I don't know. But typically what they're saying is if you go out with a group of friends, you can sit together without a mask. But as a holiday maker, you're probably going to be coming just on, a couple or a family. That family group doesn't have to wear a mask at all whilst they're with each other. And as I say, it's just going into shops and public places where you cannot guarantee 1 meter 50 distance.
So best advice that you can carry a couple of masks around with you, just keep them on you, and then if you do get stopped, they're not going to say, well, we're going to give you a fine because I've got a mask and we'll put it on.
They're going to stop you unless you walk into a supermarket or a shop and refuse to wear one.
Yeah. So that's
nobody's going to stop you on the street and say, show me your mask.
That's okay. And obviously when I get on, you're wearing a mask on the planes, aren't you? You've got to wear masks on the plane.
Yeah.
So when I get off the plane, you go through the airport, I guess, you'll keep your mask on.
You keep your mask on until you get outside.
And what about public transport?
Public transport, mask, always.
Always.
Because you can. Any public place that's enclosed, you wear a mask. Shop, public transport, doctor's office, anywhere. The only public place where it's open that you have to wear a mask is when you can't guarantee 1 meter 50 distance.
Right.
Like you don't have to mask on the beach, for instance, because you're supposed to have your 4 square meters around you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a family, you go to the beach, you pick your spot, you sit down, and you're there for your 2 hours, whatever it is.
Okay, I think that one covers that one then. So number 6, what's open and what's not? I take it that a lot of the bars and restaurants in the tourist areas are still not open. Is there any truth in this, and what's the best way to find out? I mean, when I get there, I'll do a walk around and I'll show what's open and what's not. I'm going to do and cover the whole of the south of the island and maybe some of the north if I can as well. But what is open? I mean, what are we to expect? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, go to Templars Bar, go to Scotch Corner. Are a lot of these places closed?
Right. I'll give you an example of our village here, Adeje. We're not really a big tourist area, but we do live with tourists. We've got 3 or 4 hotels and private rentals here, so we get a lot of tourists in the summer. And also we get a lot of swallows in the winter, long-term tourists in the winter. So the bars and restaurants that were typically catering to the locals and the people who moved here, so not just the Spanish, but the Brits and the Scottish and Scottish or Brits. Sorry about that, Scotland. Oh, you're not. The Belgians, the Scandinavians, Germans, the people who cater for those have been open since they were allowed at the end of phase 3. Or in actual fact, beginning of phase 3. So the restaurant on the corner, which was catering typically to tourists, didn't open because there was nobody here, and it wouldn't be worth it to him to get his staff back in. I heard yesterday they're opening today. So 1st of July looks like there's a wave of people that are opening up. It looks like they're bringing some of the people back off the ERTE, which is like the furlough money type thing. And so I think 1st of July is going to be the first gradual opening. 1st of August will be the next gradual opening. 1st of September, the next one. And as we say, it's going to be slowly, but every 1st of each month, I reckon, there's going to be more and more open. And of course, the more people come, the more people can afford to open. So if you say, right, I'm holidaying in Britain this year, that's great. But then for the people coming here, there's going to be less open, I would imagine. So between now and September, it's a gradual opening. If you want to go and find out a particular restaurant, whether they're going to open or not, I can go around for you if you like. And but again, you're going to do that when you're here, and that'll give people a bit more information. But it's slowly opening up.
I'm going to try and walk actually from Los Cristianos. I sound like I'm crazy. I'm going to walk from Los Cristianos and I'm going to walk all the way over to La Caleta, and I'm going to go through past all the bars on the fronts and cover as many as I can to show people.
You got to drink, though.
I've got to what, sorry?
Have a drink in each one.
I don't think I'll make it all the way. I'll make it out of Los Cristianos.
I tried.
Probably get thumbs up for that one.
You probably will. Put in the comments whether you want Lee to do a drink in every bar between Los Cristianos and La Caleta.
You know people are going to put that now. Yeah, have a drink in every bar, Lee.
The thing is, you've got to pay. PayPal.com.
That's it. They've got to pay for the pint. They probably will. Yeah. Right, so that brings me to number 7. Lots of people asking me what hotels are open. I published a list of hotels that was open on a previous vlog, which again, by the way, because I've had emails about this, I reiterate, please check with the hotel first, because I cannot reiterate whether they are open or not. So please check. Because I can't check the authenticity of them. But apparently you've got a list of some as well. But again, please check with the hotel, because if it isn't open, I can't be held responsible, and neither can Tim. So.
Okay, so on that note, I'm not going to give you the list because, again, I can't guarantee it, and it's a waste of time telling people it's open when it's only third-party hearsay. So if anybody tells you anything, that something's open, if they can take a picture of them checking in, I would believe them. Otherwise, I'd call the hotel. I even had a message today. Was it today? Let me just... Oh, no, I can't. I don't have access on my iPad for this.
That's all right.
But let me just check.
Is there, while you're doing that, is there a way of me going around the hotels and seeing whether they're closed? Is there a notice on the door that they're closed, or?
No, typically not. You got to find somebody who's there, who's in the know, and you don't know if it's just a guy who's in the know or who's guessing. I went up. Well, I mean, I was looking for the message. Basically, this guy, he booked a hotel and flight through
Love Holidays or something, or
Love Holidays, maybe, yeah. And in April, so that was the middle of the lockdown, to the Neptuno in August. And he said, I'm coming to the Neptuno in August. And I said, well, I've seen the Neptuno, and it's sort of like pretty wrecked. So I'm hoping they're going to be finished by August. So I said, if I'm passing, I'll have a look. So anyway, I forgot all about it. And then he contacted me again about something else. And I went, oh, God, I haven't been to the Neptuno yet. So I went yesterday. So I drove up to the Neptuno, and if you haven't seen it, I did a vlog of driving from the Neptuno down to the beach, so people would know where it is, up that cardiac hill.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Big thing there, jeez.
Is that on your YouTube channel, that video?
On the YouTube channel, yeah.
Yeah, so like I say, head over to Tim's channel and you'll see that.
And funnily enough, Cristianos actually had the camera in the car doing this just before I had my mag mount on the top there. But she said, I hope I'm not photographing your hat. But anyway, I went in there, and there's a guy behind the counter, and I've seen him before, so he is a manager there. And I said, when are you opening, yeah? And he said, October. And I said, for tourists? He went, yep. And then as I was leaving, I thought, well, I'll ask you, do you mean the 1st of October? And he went, no. I mean, even if somebody's telling you when they're opening, it's not guaranteed it's going to be the 1st. And I did my podcast on last Sunday with a guy called John Dale Beckley, and he's a digital marketing guy, but his brother owns the local hotel, the Pearly Grey, and that's a nice hotel, by the way. And he was saying they're not announcing it yet, so even the people in the know are not announcing their opening dates yet.
Right.
Okay. So if you get anybody who says, I've heard that the volcano's going to open on such and such a date, it's all hearsay up to now.
Right. So you're better off. What check on the website? Is there any way of that, or check in with them?
The only thing I'm doing is trying to book a holiday directly with the hotel. So if somebody said, what's the H10 Big Sur, right? Or is it Big Sur? Yes, yeah. H10. And I just went on the website directly in Spanish, because they typically update that one first, and tried to book a hotel for the 1st of July, and it says we are not accepting bookings till the 1st of August. So that assumes to me, I assume that the H10 Big Sur is open on the 1st of August. Right. But that's an assumption. Maybe they just put it out there and said don't accept bookings until this date. But who knows? You know?
Right, so just be very, very careful then. I mean, that list was from one of my viewers, and like I say, I can't validate the authenticity of it, so just be very, very careful. I'll try and do my best when I'm there, see if I can see when any hotels are open.
Love Holidays thing, don't forget that they sold this holiday after the lockdown, and they sold it for a date that wasn't available. And when the guy went back to Love Holidays and said, I've just been in touch with the guy in Tenerife, and he says the Neptuno's not opening until October, then they allowed him to change it then to Sunset Harbour.
Right.
So but I haven't checked if it was open or not.
It's crazy. It's going to be easier for me to find out where the bars and restaurants are open, because I can walk by them, but hotels are going to be a little bit more...
There's not going to be a thing on the door, but if you do find somebody, then maybe they'll tell you, but then what they tell you might also be bump anyway.
That's it. So that brings me to number 8 now. If I want to go on the beach, do I have to book, or can I just turn up and get myself a place?
You know, I tried to look online for this because we don't go on the beach because Christina's got is in the wheelchair, so we don't really go to beaches that much. We go to places near the beaches, but we don't go on the beach. I don't think there's anybody you need to book with, but, and where would you do that? So I think the what do they call, the lifeguards and the security people are just checking to make sure that people are keeping social distancing. I don't think any of the beaches are cordoned off in squares. They just expect you to go and just not sit right next to somebody.
Yeah.
Also count the amount of people coming on and off, I think. Because what they've done here in Tenerife is they've taken the whole square meterage of a beach, divided it by 4 square meters, and that's how many people are allowed on. So if that capacity is reached, they may block people going on the beach. But there's no sort of booking system, and there's no sort of, you're in section 5, row D, place 25. So that's not there. When more people come, they may change, but at the moment, it's first come, first served. I did read somewhere that they are asking you not to spend all day on the beach so that other people get a chance, but I'm not sure whether they chuck you off after 2 hours or whether they're just expecting you to be a nice guy.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously the beaches are probably not going to be as busy as they normally are anyway, because there's not as many holidaymakers, I guess. So
I think you'll be all right.
Okay, so is there any, I should say, shouldn't I? Are there any policing or social distancing measures in bars and restaurants? Is anybody policing these social distancing measures, like, you're not 1 metre off or 1 metre, whatever it is, away?
The only policeman I've seen in the last 3 weeks was buying the cakes in the supermarket yesterday.
That was it?
That's it. I haven't seen them around. I mean, right down the lockdown, you couldn't move. You couldn't go from one roundabout to the other without somebody stopping asking for your papers. After the last week when the emergency finished, I think they've all gone on holiday myself.
So not too much policing measures.
It could be that somebody else will write in the comments that they live here and they got stopped 4 times last week, but to me, no.
Well, if you have been stopped and you do live over there, let me know in the comments down below. And that now, question number 10, a different question this time.
Cool.
Yeah, so when do you think we'll be able to No, sorry, I'm normally used to saying that.
Look. Okay.
Actually, do you think, if you had to take bets, will my plane take off to Tenerife and will I be on it?
Oh, if I had to take bets. 8th of July. What did you say? Ryanair?
Ryanair, yeah.
That O'Leary?
Yeah.
Did you pay for your left foot as well as your right foot?
This is the airline that wanted to charge you to go to the bathroom.
That's right. No, but did you get the breathe-in only ticket, or you're allowed to breathe out as well? I'm not going to take a bet. I'm going to say that you're coming.
Okay.
Unless it stops you at that end. It won't stop you at this end.
Okay, well, let's hope nothing stops at this end, because Leicester's on a local lockdown at the moment, and that's right near East Midlands Airport. Pardon?
Is that near you?
Yeah, we're Nottinghamshire, Leicestershire, right next to each other, yeah. So hoping that that won't affect it or anything, but we shall see. Nothing will stop me unless the government stop me. At the moment, it's supposed to be announced today, might have been announced by the time I've uploaded this. There's no air bridges set out yet, or flight corridors.
So the Foreign and Commonwealth Office have not yet lifted the travel ban?
No, essential travel only.
You see, I think that coming to Tenerife is essential travel myself.
Well, it is. It's my job. I mean, what else am I going to do? I've quit my job to become a full-time YouTuber.
No, you're here on business.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm coming to film. That's it.
Oh, they could probably charge you business class now.
Yeah. Number 10. Is there any word on when the water parks and attractions will be opening? Because lots of people asking. Now, I've heard that they're not going to be opening yet, but I don't know what you've heard.
Well, I got a friend that works for Sunshine Excursions, I think it's called, and she put a list up on Facebook today that says that we are open for whale watching, trikes, buggies, Monkey Park. They're selling tickets for Monkey Park, but not the zoo, not for Laurel Park, and not for Siam Park. So at the moment, no. And I've also talked with a couple of people, nothing official, but they're saying that the amount of training that needs to happen for people who are working in Siam Park, if they haven't started now, you're not going to see Siam Park open in July. So, and I am saying if they haven't started training now, you're probably not going to see them opening in August either.
I heard the same.
So, again, it's not official. I haven't got an official person, and those people who are official are just not announcing it at the moment because they want to keep all options open, right?
Yeah.
So, at the moment, if you come in to go for an all-inclusive Siam Park experience, probably not July and probably not August. And the thing is that when they do open, they're going to have one-way systems involved. There's going to have to be social distancing. There's going to have to be, I don't know, is it going to be like one person on the slide and then the next person on the slide? Are you going to have to be 1.50 meters apart? Do you have to wear a mask? So there's a lot of factors involved, and I think that they're professional enough to say, if we can't give you a fantastic experience, then we'd rather just not open.
Yeah, yeah.
They are building, Siam Park are actually building a new one in Gran Canaria. Yeah. So if you think about it, they have enough money to invest, and they're not going to ruin an investment by being the park that starts the next COVID wave.
Good point. I think it's going to be not immediate for them to open.
It's just a guess, and I'm not being negative. I'm really not being negative, but I just can't see it at the moment. If they're not starting training the staff, then it doesn't look like they're going to open this month.
Going to be a totally different place for now, but we will get back to normal eventually, I would think. I mean, if you have got a holiday booked this year and you don't get to go to the water parks, it is only for your own safety. And you've still got the sunshine, you've got the beaches, and you've got a few bars open as well. Watch your football in the bars and have a beer and just relax. But like you say, if you're going to go over and you're wanting to party and dance about all night, it's not going to happen this year.
I don't think so, no.
So, well, I'm good for that because I can just come over and I'll have a few beers with you. So
you're just your own. I've seen you after a few Alhambras.
After a few Alhambras, I'm not down on the floor looking upwards.
I got some news, some breaking news from today. It's not for holiday makers. It's for people who want to move here if they're interested in that.
Okay.
We all have this green card, which is the NIE number, which is the Numero Identificación Extraño, which means the foreigner's number. And that's printed on a Certificado de Registro de Ciudadanos de Europea Union or whatever. So it's the citizens of European Union. And this green card is the only card that guarantees or denotes residence in Spain for foreigners, for European foreigners. Because Britain left the EU last January, end of last January, and we're in the transition period now, they said keep your green card till the end of the year. And anybody arriving can also get the green card, okay, which gives you all the benefits of being in the EU without being in the EU. Yeah, on Monday, they cancelled all appointments for people getting the green card. And so there's no appointments at all anymore. People who went up to Santa Cruz to get it done were turned away. Next Monday, they're starting issuing a TIE, which is the Tarjeta de Identificación de Extraños, which is basically the third country identification card that all foreigners get who are not European nationals. And the Brits have been told that we will get those automatically starting next Monday. They won't just send them to you. It's optional whether you apply for it or not, but eventually you'll get one. Anybody who's coming over here starting yesterday, was it? No, Monday, will have to apply for the TIE. And that doesn't sound really problematic, but the TIE has different entry regulations than the NIE. So before, if you're a European citizen, you had just had to show that you were okay and you had a bit of money if you weren't going to earn. If you're a pensioner, you had a pension coming in. If you were coming over to work, that you had a contract and stuff like that. But now there's the TAE, there are more stringent rules, like you've got to have loads of money in the bank and you've got to have private health insurance and all that. So anybody who was planning to come between now and December and taking advantage of just getting the easy entry, that died 2 days ago.
So the Brexit has made a bit of a difference.
Well, yeah, I mean, we knew it would, but we thought that they would honour the difference up until the end. But I think they're just starting early. I don't know what's kicked this off, and I don't think it's against Brits. I just think that they're just saying we're just not issuing European cards anymore for people who are not in the EU. So
there you go. Breaking news. Breaking news. Well, I think
Janet Anscombe.
It's what? Sorry.
Thank you, Janet Anscombe, again.
There you go.
Janet.
I'll put her link down below as well. That's a good. It's what? Sorry.
She's very good for stuff like that.
She is. I'll put the link down below. Well, I think that's covered everything for now. So hopefully you'll be up for a beer and a couple of vlogs. You up for a couple of vlogs?
Well, let me just check. Yeah.
There we go. So we'll be doing some vlogs, so make sure you subscribe. I'll be meeting Tim when I go over there. We'll get a couple of vlogs.
We're going to get with Andrew from Fantastic Car Hire. I still haven't met him.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some vlogs with Andrew as well. Might even get all three of us. There you go.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a spec.
Make sure, I reiterate this, make sure you subscribe to Tim's channel, because his YouTube channel, he's done some great vlogs there, puts his camera on the car, and he lives in Tenerife, subscribe to the guy. So let's get into 2,000. Anyway, I think that's all for today, Tim, because I've got to rush off now and got a few things to do. Got my bag to pack as well.
Exactly.
Get all my cameras packed and everything and things like that, and my speedos.
Well, I'm not sure about that beer now. I'll give you one last look at the place.
Go on then, let's do this. Oh, look at that. Absolutely. It's just heaven, isn't it, that?
It's beautiful. And it's getting warm. And
you just need a pint on the balcony there now.
I have one in the fridge.
Well, I'll let you go get a pint. Tim, thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye. So there you go, that was Tim Dowd there over on the island of Tenerife. Now, like I say, I am flying out to Tenerife next week, and I have got lots and lots of things to film while I'm out there. I'm going to be filming the bars, the restaurants, everything that I possibly can to find out and show you what is going on the island of Tenerife. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that little bell for notifications so you get notified of when I upload the new video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Tim. His channel will be on at the end on the trailer, and also his links are down below as well. He lives over there, films lots of stuff on Tenerife, so highly recommend his channel. Head over there and click subscribe. Now, I've got some shout outs to do, only a couple of shout outs today. I've got to say a very happy birthday to the special birthday boy Will, so happy birthday Will, have a great one. And also I've got to say hello to Barb from Birmingham. So there you go. Sorry, Birmingham. Very American, that, Birmingham. And that is all for today's vlog. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click that little bell for notifications of when I upload new videos. Follow me on Instagram down there as well, which I'll be getting lots of pictures while I'm over there on the island of Tenerife as well, and uploading them to Instagram. So don't miss out on that one as well. Anyway, that's all from me today. Remember, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.